Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Helen Pak-Harvey, and I've been a longstanding member of NCHICA. NCHICA is an organization that facilitates the transformation of healthcare through collaboration, engagement, and education. So I appreciate the forum today to share and engage with our membership on self-healthcare. I founded Wholistics.Health with the mission of educating consumers about natural and complementary medicine to empower individuals to manage their own health and well-being. It is during this difficult time that it becomes even more imperative to stay healthy. So on this webinar, I'll provide some tips on boosting immunity to keep our bodies functioning at its peak. We have to take care of ourselves first before we can help others. And in addition to the social distancing guidelines, we need to focus on staying healthy and mentally happy. It's through all these steps that we can establish community immunity. My belief has always been that trusted information should be available to all, not just to those who can afford it or have the knowledge base to consume it. So the tips I'll be talking about today can be defined in some of the following terms below. These terms define the art and science of healing the whole person and is healthcare that comprises all aspects of the person, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, and includes nutritional, environmental, lifestyle, and social values. It also integrates conventional with complementary and alternative therapies for optimum health, and of course embraces patient education and active participation. So people are looking for natural ways to boost immunity and stay healthy during the pandemic. My philosophy has always been on prevention. So here are some of the tips that I will be addressing. Starting with nutritional supplements. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that reduces oxidative damage to our cells. Vitamin C protects our immune cells and boosts ability to fight an infection. Our bodies also burn through vitamin C at a much faster rate when we're fighting off a pathogen, and it is water soluble, so we need to take it regularly. Our adrenal glands also release vitamin C when stressed, so we need more of it during tough times. When choosing supplements, a bit of what to look for. GMP is good manufacturing practices, then there are guidelines to assure a product has the identity, strength, composition, and the purity that appear on its label. The other one you want to look for is USP verified. It stands for US Pharmacopoeia Verification, and also follows GMP guidelines and lab testing of supplements to confirm that the product, again, has what is stated on the label. You can look for other labels such as USDA organic, non-GMO, and whole foods based, depending on what kind of products what kind of supplements that you are seeking. On my Wholistics site, I recommend products that have been tested by an independent third party to verify content. Vitamin D. While there's no data on COVID-19, studies have shown that low levels of vitamin D compromises immunity. And since vitamin D is fat soluble, and that means your body stores extra in your tissues, please check with your healthcare provider to get your baseline levels before deciding on a supplement. I have mine checked every 12 months to optimize my levels, as mine tend to be lower in the winter. Look for the D3 form of vitamin D along with these other guidelines. The B-complex vitamins are required for biochemical reactions that ensure a healthy immune response. It can help protect you against an infection, boost your energy levels, and regulate your mood by affecting the happy hormone serotonin. Vitamin A is an antioxidant that supports immune health. Probably the best way to get these is from foods that are rich in beta-carotene, which our bodies then convert into vitamin A, like sweet potatoes, carrots, bell peppers, and other yellow and orange fruits and vegetables. Again, it is a fat-soluble vitamin, and I personally take a low dose of vitamin A when I know I'm not always eating a good amount of veggies and fruits. Vitamin E is another antioxidant that supports immune function. It is another fat-soluble vitamin, that's best sourced through foods when possible, like leafy greens, nuts and seeds, and avocados. Choose a good multivitamin to complement a good diet. Look for testing to ensure that the proper formulation and quantity of vitamins are in the label along with these other guidelines. Zinc is a mineral that's essential for immune function and also involved in our inflammatory response. Studies have shown that being deficient in zinc significantly increases your risk of infections and disease. But again, there's no research specifically on zinc and COVID-19. Oysters are the food that's richest in this mineral, followed by beef, crab, and lobster. And for a supplement, you want to look for the amino acid chelate or zinc gluconate form for best bioavailability. Probiotics. Our gut is like the second brain and gives us many clues to our overall health. Most of our immune system resides in our gut, so having a healthy microbiome that is the greatest diversity of beneficial microorganisms is of utmost importance. If you're looking for a supplement, look for high CFU, that's colony forming units, which is a measure of viable bacterial count that has been tested for quality and contains multiple strains. Or you can opt for good probiotic food sources that come from fermented foods. Black elderberry, which comes from a tree native to North America, has been used historically to treat viruses and other infections. Studies show that taking elderberry may enhance your immune response and shorten the duration of sickness. It is also shown to relieve symptoms related to viral infection. However, there has been no studies yet done on COVID-19, but if you'd like to try, buy the extracts in syrup form, as they are quite tasty. For more information, check out my blogs on boosting immunity on my community page. And now we'll turn our attention to clean eating and drinking. In an article I saw recently in a British paper, a study was done by the Institute of Employment Rights of about 500 people. And because people are forced to work from home, diet and exercise are on the decline, with 1/5 of respondents admitting to an increase in alcohol consumption, a third saying they're eating a less healthy diet, and more than half acknowledging they're exercising less. So we need to all practice social distancing from the refrigerator, and we should stay away from sugar, soda, snacks, cookies, desserts, shakes, even shakes that seemingly may seem healthy are loaded with sugar. And most of us consume way too much protein. Our diet should be primarily vegetables and low sugar fruits. You may have heard the term condiment. Meat should be eaten like a condiment. And stick to clean protein sources like grass-fed beef, pasture-raised poultry, wild-caught fish, and good vegetable protein sources like beans, and healthy fats like olive oil. I personally love bone broth and use that as a way to get my collagen protein. It's inexpensive and easy to make in an Instant Pot, and it's great for keeping my nails strong and my hair really healthy. Try limiting the eating frequency and practice intermittent fasting to keep insulin and glucose levels low and to curb hunger. For example, I try to finish dinner by 7 and then won't have breakfast until 9 or 10 a.m. the next morning. So I get about a 14 to 15-hour fasting period in between. You can read more about this on my blog on intermittent fasting. Last but not least, recent data from various sources has shown that alcohol sales are booming during the COVID-19 pandemic. One survey found that over 1 in 3 Americans said they're more likely to drink more in isolation. And a recent market research found that sales of alcohol in the U.S. rose 55% just in the week ending March 21st. And that was the first week many of us began social distancing. So while rubbing alcohol, which is isopropyl alcohol, makes an excellent disinfectant, drinking alcohol, which is ethyl alcohol, is no friend to your immune system. Researchers have shown an association between drinking alcohol and reduced immune health. Alcohol is especially linked to increased susceptibility to respiratory conditions like pneumonia. And frequent imbibers also take longer to recover from infections and injuries. And in a study published in 2015 in the journal Alcohol, found that binge drinking, that's 4 glasses a day for women, so that's not even quite a bottle of wine, and 5 for men, can reduce the number of white blood cells that fight off viruses, bacteria, and other infections for up to 5 hours after intoxication. The negative effects of alcohol appear to be largely dose dependent, so a glass of wine with dinner for 5 nights is fine, but then please take 2 days off. The more you drink and more regularly, obviously the worse the immune outcomes will be. I personally abstain from alcohol as I've always loved wine and cannot seem to have just one glass. So I now enjoy my glass of Pellegrino with lemon or mixed with some tasty kombucha. Here's some ideas for foods for immunity. I picked ones that have actually good doses of vitamin C, but this is just a sampling. Low sugar fruits, strawberries packed with vitamin C, potassium, fiber, and folate. Kiwi also packed in C and other nutrients and phytochemicals. Lemons also contain a high amount of vitamin C, soluble fiber, and also good for digestive health. For vegetables, leafy greens like spinach are a great source of vitamins, along with all the vitamins and minerals. And a study in 2017 revealed that stir-frying or steaming leafy greens like spinach can actually help release even more of their antioxidants. And when you cook them, the leaves will shrink down to a very manageable serving size. The rest are in the cruciferous vegetable family. Broccoli happens to be one of the healthiest veggies you can eat, full of good-for-you nutrients, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. Brussels sprouts are low in calories, but high in many nutrients, including fiber K and C. And cauliflower is naturally high in fiber as well, with vitamin C and B vitamins, along with antioxidants and phytonutrients. One of the most powerful antioxidants in green tea is called epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG. In recent studies, EGCG has been reported to support your body's immune function. And although black tea also contains EGCG, when it is fermented, the EGCG gets destroyed. However, green tea is not fermented, as it's actually just steamed, and the EGCG remains intact. So try a cup of nice green tea. You can also have them in powder form and just add them to your drinks. Garlic puts the zing in your dishes while supporting the health of your immune system. There are plenty of studies that show that garlic appears to support more than just your immune function. And in addition to warding off vampires, it's also a good antiviral. Almonds are a great source of vitamin E, which is key in supporting your immune system. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble vitamin, and because almonds are packed with healthy fat, it is readily absorbed by the body. Avocados are the only fruit that provides a substantial amount of healthy monounsaturated fatty acids, MUFA. Avocados are a naturally nutrient-dense food and contain nearly 20 vitamins and minerals, along with protein. Fermented foods are not only delicious, but a great source of probiotics and vitamins. There's kimchi, sauerkraut, miso, yogurt, kombucha, and kefir, to name a few. One other tip, you may want to visit the Environmental Working Group website to view the list of fruits and vegetables that tend to have the highest levels of pesticides. So when possible, you can purchase these as organic. Again, in this crisis, a lot of reports of stress due to job losses, family and health concerns, financial concerns, anxiety, isolation, loneliness leading to poor mental health, and to top it off, not enough activity, being stuck indoors, and too much sitting, working from home, which has been kind of my dilemma. So to support the mind, some of my top tips include meditation, Headspace is a meditation app, and it is actually now offering this service free to healthcare workers. So if you're in a healthcare organization, go in and sign up. Offers a variety of different meditation videos. They also offer complimentary on the website 5 to 10 minute kind of vignettes of different types of meditations that you could try. So if you're new to meditation and don't think you can sit still for more than 10 minutes, check out some of the complimentary videos. There's also quite a few that you can find on YouTube. Binaural beats. So when you hear two tones, so in one ear, a frequency of 132 hertz, and in the other ear, a frequency of 121 hertz, your brain establishes synchrony and hears the difference, which is 11 hertz. This is called the binaural beat. So it's essentially an auditory illusion. Now, binaural beats between 1 and 30 hertz are alleged to create the same brainwave pattern that one would experience during meditation. So you can think of it as almost like cheating to get to the meditative state. There are several studies that provide evidence that this auditory illusion does indeed have health benefits, especially related to anxiety, mood, and performance. Go to YouTube and search under binaural beats. There are many different types to try for calm, sleep, anxiety, and even concentration. Some of these run for 8+ hours, so you can have it on all day or all night. It is important that you have a headset or earplugs in both ears to collect the two frequencies. A recently published 2020 study in the Journal of Nutrients describes how a lack of physical activity leads to immune aging and inflammation, and the mechanisms of immunoprotection through physical activity and specific exercise interventions. So walking, running, yoga, and weights. There are a lot of free videos online. Some of my favorites include Pop Sugar Fitness. You can find those on YouTube. A lot of different videos for different levels for men and for women. Yoga with Adrienne is really taken off, particularly during this pandemic. Hundreds of videos on different types of yoga. And you may also want to check into Core Power Yoga as well. For subscription-based, whether they're a monthly fee or a fee to join, try Beachbody, different types of workouts, cardio, yoga, bar, weights, along with Tone It Up Fitness, and then Physique 57, which is more of a bar workout. Sleep. Poor sleep and increased risk of exhaustion are also a cause for concern. Most respondents in the study I mentioned earlier reported a loss of sleep due to worry and corresponding increased symptoms of fatigue. So one of my favorites to get prepared for sleep is an Epsom salt bath. Epsom salt is magnesium sulfate and is a readily absorbable source of magnesium. Magnesium is the fourth most abundant mineral in the body and is involved in more than 300 biochemical reactions that benefit your heart and nervous system. It's also great for soothing muscles, aches, and pains. So a recipe you may want to try in your bath is 2 cups of Epsom salt, 1 cup of baking soda. Baking soda neutralizes acidity in the body and is great for soothing inflamed skin. And then add to that your favorite drops of essential oils. Let's talk about your environment. Light is a key factor in sleep. And as a society, we are dark deprived and spend too much of our time in the light. Matthew Walker is the author of the bestseller, Why We Sleep. And he explains that our body's natural melatonin is released only in the dark. According to the author's research, an hour of iPad reading suppressed melatonin by 50% and delayed the peak of melatonin by 3 hours. What's even more alarming is that this effect of sleep disruption didn't go away until 2 to 3 days later. So if you like reading or watching before bed, as I do, you may want to consider blue light blocking glasses. They are inexpensive and available on Amazon. You can also get blue light filters for your iPads, laptops, monitor, and phones. I suggest sleeping in the dark. You can get an eye mask or blackout curtains to obtain darkness. And if you want to take it to the next level, rather than LED lights by your bed, try halogen or red light bulbs that dim to minimize brightness. Your body needs a 2 to 2.5 degree drop in body temperature to get into deep sleep, so make sure you keep your room cool. And you may want to try sleep sounds. They're frequency-based tuned music that is designed to promote sleep and relaxation, or a white noise machine, or you can try binaural beats. For supplements, I like melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone secreted by the pineal gland in response to darkness and involved in regulating sleep and wake cycles. Because melatonin is a hormone, I'm not a fan of high dosages. They range from anywhere from 1 to 10 and up from there. I would stick to low dosages to try. I start with maybe 1 or 2 to 3 milligrams, and I also don't take it every night, only as I need it. Vitamin D. Low levels of vitamin D have been associated with poor sleep, so you may want to supplement with vitamin D or make sure you get a good dose of sun during the day. And L-theanine is an amino acid that promotes sleep and relaxation. They typically come in 100 to 200 milligram dosages. Again, start low, see if that has any impact, and you can go from there. For more information, please check out my blogs on sleep on my community site. And to finish off with a couple of other tips, aromatherapy is another thing to try. There are essential oils that are typically inhaled through an infuser or absorbed through the skin, like in a bath. There are more than 100 essential oils, each with different smell and purpose. Some of the popular ones are lavender, used for sleep and reducing stress, sandalwood for calming, bergamot for easing anxiety, and rose for improving mood and also reducing anxiety. In essential oils, you want to look for testing verification with analytical methods like GCMS and infrared or NMR technologies to verify composition and purity. You can look for some of these other labels as well. And then some of my sanitizer tips, you can make some of the homemade spritzers with like equal parts. So you can do 10 drops of aloe vera, 10 drops of grain alcohol, each of lemongrass and other essential oils, and then dilute the spray bottle with water, clean water, and have that around the house. And a must in my bathroom is hydrogen peroxide. As you know, Duke University Health System is using hydrogen peroxide to sanitize and disinfect their N95 masks. I like the food grade, which is 12%. You can buy those on Amazon. It doesn't contain any of the aluminum preservatives. I prefer the food grade, and you can dilute that down to 3%. So that would be 1 cup of the food grade 12% hydrogen peroxide to 3 cups of clean water. Put it in a spray bottle, and I keep it in my bathroom and spray it on toilets, sinks, tubs, countertops, and most importantly, I use it to sanitize toothbrushes upon use. That completes my top tips for boosting immunity. Hope you enjoyed this webinar. If you have any questions or comments, please contact me via email. Thank you for listening, and be well.